Among various deserts in the world, the Sahara Desert is the third largest desert in the world and the largest hot desert in the world. It covers about 9 million square kilometers. Its name came from the Arabic word Sahara, which means desert. It serves as home to many wildlife animals and other animals like ostrich, goat, and camel. It's also a tourist attraction that has drawn many people to this desert. Whenever the name is heard, sand is the only thing that comes to the mind of many people. But this desert contains more than sand. It has rivers, streams, and stones. Among the many discoveries found in the Sahara Desert is the Richat structure, popularly known as the Eye of Sahara. It can be found in Western Sahara and contains rock that precedes the appearance of life on Earth. It's mostly used as a visual landmark by astronauts to track the progress of their landing as it's visible from space. It looks like a blue bullseye. The Eye of Sahara was first discovered in 1965 by Gemini astronauts. At first, geologists mistook it to be an impact crater, which is made when an object slammed into the surface from space. They couldn't find evidence to prove this theory, but further studies proved that the origin of the rock is Earth-based. The Eye of Sahara is about 40 kilometers in diameter and 500 kilometers from the Atlantic Ocean. It's surrounded by sand. Hundreds of mysterious stone structures have been found by archaeologists in the Sahara Desert. These stones are said to be thousands of years old. They're varied in sizes and shapes, like rectangular, circular, and crescent shapes. They are seen scattered all over the desert. Although not sure of when the stones were constructed and what they're used for, the stones were seen made in diverse ways, like a structure that has numerous standing stones, a structure that has 2 rows of rocks that trail off into the distance, and some are seen piled up on each other. And some have a mixture of different structure. Altogether, these structures form about 2,066 feet, which are about 630 meters long. It's hard to determine these structures' purpose and precise age as only a few excavations have been done in Western Sahara. Archaeologists have concluded that these structures may signify graves, since in some of the previous excavations, 1,500-year-old human remains were found. You might wonder why someone would bury their loved ones in such a place. About 11,000 years ago, it was said that the Sahara was once green with grassland, lakes, and forests. Libyan desert glass is also known as Libyan gold tektite. It's a naturally occurring canary yellow material that's been prized for its beauty for over 3,000 years. Libyan desert glass is made of the purest silica ever found on Earth. It contains silicon oxide, magnesium oxide, and a measure of iridium that gives it that golden color. It's said that the desert contains over 1,000 tons of Libyan glass, mostly in the form of small pebbles. There are only a few larger pieces, with the biggest one ever found weighing 57.3 pounds. The scientists learned through the chemical analysis of the glass that an ancient meteorite impact produced it. By examining the arrangement of the tiny grains that are also present in a glass, they discovered evidence of something called rhyodide having also been present. Although not scientifically proven, some believe that the Libyan desert glass contains a medicinal or magical substance that could treat illness, boost the immune system, and even enhance the growth of healthy cells. Some even believe that if they wear it, it can keep negative energy away from them. Over the years, Libyan desert glass has been used in making decorations, chess pieces, vases, and even jewelry. A team of archaeologists went dinosaur hunting. During this hunt, they accidentally encountered the largest human graveyard, which was found at a site in the Sahara named Gobero. This site was said to have been inhabited around 10,000 years ago, when it was still a green and beautiful environment. Different remains were found on the site, that of animals like crocodiles, fish, and many more, as well as the remains of humans. Some of the remains were found poking out of the sand. The site of the burials differs. Some were seen buried with their head in a pot, while some were seen resting on the remains of animals. Excavations have shown about 200 human burials and proved that there had been about 2 separate periods of habitation. The different site of the human remains has kept archaeologists wondering how the people living there lived and died. The Sahara Desert was once a wasteland. Around 11,000 years ago, the northern strip of Africa that the Sahara Desert now occupies received lots of rain. It was full of vegetation and water, including forests, lakes, grasslands, and an extensive network of rivers. This region has always experienced bouts of aridity and humidity, which are influenced by slight changes in the tilt of the Earth's orbital axis between 8,040,500 years ago. However, certain areas transitioned from humid to dry faster than could be explained by the small wobbles, and the Sahara Desert as we know it today was formed. To find out the reason, an archaeologist examined archaeological and environmental data and noticed a pattern in pastoral humans and their animals significantly changed plant life wherever they went. In a March 2007 interview with Smithsonian Magazine, rightly explained that an arid period may have been triggered earlier and faster than usual by the overgrazing of the Sahara and the grasslands. Another archaeologist has said that the lush green Sahara would have become a desert with or without human activity, because the transition is a natural part of how the Earth's orbit works. Some researchers have found traces of lost civilizations in the Sahara Desert. Satellite images revealed the ruins of a long-lost civilization that existed before and during the Roman era in the Sahara Desert in areas where there appears to be nothing but desert. The images showed that the extensive development once existed. The Garamantes civilization that occupied the region around 10,000 BC was highly advanced, despite Roman descriptions of them as uncouth and barbaric. David Mattingly, professor of Roman archaeology at Leicester University, stated at the time of the discovery that the Garamantes were highly civilized, living in large-scale fortified settlements. The state was well organized. It had towns and villages, a written language, and state-of-the-art technologies. In 2014, a shepherd discovered a lake in the desert about 15.5 miles from the Tunisian town of Gafsa, and that was somewhere there should not be a lake. The 2.6-acre body of water measured 59 feet deep and was named Lac de Gafsa. Given the scorching 104-degree Fahrenheit temperatures at the time, people cared less about how the mysterious lake came to be than the fact that it was still there. All those hoping to catch a break from the heat flocked to the lake, ignoring official warnings from the Gafi's Office of Public Security not to swim in the water in case it was radioactive or contaminated with carcinogens or even infested with disease. In the absence of an official swimming ban, people continued arriving at the beach by the hundreds. Even after the water turned from unclear to turquoise to a murky greenish blue, the sudden appearance of the lake was probably the result of a minor earthquake rupturing the rock above the water table and causing the water to rush into the surface. However, the scientific community has not declared with certainty how the Lake of Gafsa was created. June 28, 1942, was another day of mystery in the Sahara Desert. A flight sergeant was flying a P-40 Kitty Hawk that was damaged to a British base in the desert for repairs. On the journey, a mysterious thing happened. Both the aircraft and the pilot flying it disappeared. The plane was not found until 2012, when an oil worker stumbled on it. Most parts of the plane were found intact and unobstructed, and evidence of a parachute used to create the shelter was found. The plane was transported to the El Alamein Museum, and it was restored there. But everyone wasn't satisfied with the restoration, because some agreed that the plane should have been left at the original location to serve as a memorial to the pilot. Some other people complained that the museum's restoration of the plane made it look like a poorly painted model. Another mystery about the plane is what happened to the pilot, because no traces of his aftermath were discovered with the plane or around where the plane was found. That is another Sahara mystery. What is more surprising to you among these secrets of the Sahara Desert? Let us know in the comments section below.